Good morning and welcome to another episode of the Stargazer Garden Edition, of course. So the busy summer season is over, things are slowing down in the garden, and we're focusing more on the winter crops, which would be potatoes, onions, lettuce, peas, beans, stuff like that. And this morning I've been spending some time here clearing out some of the plants. Here I had the eggplants growing. They're all cleared out over there in a pile and over there as well. And this is going to, obviously all of the garden waste goes into the compost, breaks down and goes back into the garden again for next year. Over here I had some more eggplants and bell peppers as well. Those are cleared out. Peppers can continue to give fruit for several years. So as an experiment, I'm leaving a couple of them trimmed down like this to see if they come back in spring and if they give any fruit. And if they do, I want to see if they give as much as on the first year as on the second. I have no idea, but I need to try it out. And if you're curious about these things as well, don't just listen blindly to what the experts say, but try it out, because your climate is your climate and it might be a bit different where you live. Maybe you have more sun, less sun. So all of these things, take them into consideration when you're planning your garden. As far as planning the garden, I don't plan. I just arrive with a bunch of seedlings and I just pop them down wherever it makes sense. Obviously here it's more shaded because of the tree, so I do plan a little bit based on that, but otherwise there's no grand scheme of things and I don't like to waste time doing that. When it comes to the garden, as long as you have enough water and light, you should be doing okay. The soil quality will make a difference, of course. You can adjust that with compost, with manure, so you can enrich your soil in many different ways. Anyway, over here, I'm waiting for the last peppers to turn orange. So I picked them, and then I'm going to clear this whole thing out as well. The chilies will remain as well, same as the bell peppers, because chilies are the same. They can produce fruit for several years, and I want to see how they do next year as well. The rest of this patch, going against my previous statement of not planning, this is going to be a garden bed specifically designated for strawberries. All right, so for the rest of the garden, everything is ever so slowly dying off. I've got new stuff growing over here. That's lettuce and kale, stuff like that. Over here is the heavily covered lawn. That is, it's starting to look pretty nice. I really need to remove that toilet. It's embarrassing. So the 6th of December will be the next sowing date according to the moon calendar. I try to follow it. If nothing else, it's a good way of keeping my planting schedule at bay. So this is, the house is over there, garden is on the other side. This is the other garden, though this one is a lot more neglected. This is basically where I put everything that I don't know where else to put it, and stuff that need or enjoy a lot of sun in summer. In the winter it gets shaded by the house. But I've got corn here. This was planted way too late. It was one of those situations where I just wanted to see if it would work. It it didn't, we can say, because they're actually setting corn now at this size. So I'm not expecting them to be of any impressive size.
That's what she said.
But we got more peppers here. We got butternut squash maturing over here, one there, another one here, and this is eggplants. I don't know what's up with me and eggplants. I went way overboard with them. I don't know why. It just seemed that literally every seed that I planted germinated into a plant, and I didn't have the heart to throw them away, so they went into here. I got some peppers growing here as well, and this chili, which is a spicy mother lover. It's a lovely plant. These tiny little things, they will burn you up. Car is charging over here, connected to the solar panels over there. I think I've covered that before. Though if you would like to see a more in-depth episode about the electric car and the charging, the solar panels and all that, do let me know in the comments. This is the fig tree that I air layered earlier this year. It survived nicely in this spot, just, you know, blistering sun all day long. And this is an orange tree that was also air layered, but from the in-laws. It was a gift, so I'm hoping that it's gonna take off next year. But it has to do that somewhere else, because over here I want to put the plunge pool. I was supposed to do it 2 months ago. The guy that I had backed out. Then by coincidence I bumped into his boss. Then he wanted to do it. He backed out. Then there was a third company that I contacted, and they've been busy the whole autumn, the whole winter, and Christmas is approaching, and I don't think I'm gonna get anything done. This is one of the things that pisses me off about living around the Mediterranean. It is impossible to get stuff done. I mean, it's as if people are not really that interested in making money, which is crazy, because I'm like, look, here's money, do the job, finish it, get paid. And still, I've been chasing people for about 3 months now to get this plunge pool sorted. And mind you, I'm only asking them to dig the hole. I want to do the lining and all that. I want to do that myself. I'm asking them to dig a hole, which should take about 5 or 6 hours, according to their estimate. So I don't understand what the big problem is. The excavator is just up here. So it's not like they have to bring it in from far away and it's a big project. No, just come over here, get paid, and leave. All right, enough of the rant. I cleared out this grassy thing. I don't know what this is called, but this is what came out of it, and it still has a lot that needs to come out. All of these green leaves, they weren't visible at all because they were all covered by this. This, by the way, will act as the brown material for the compost. So it's going to go in into the fresh compost with the stuff that I just pulled out from the garden. I'm going to run it through the chipper, not this, the stuff from the garden, the branches. I'm going to run that through the chipper. That will be my green waste. This will be my brown waste. And I add some water and unicorns will suddenly appear from the patch. Ish. Now, I'm considering for the next season, this is an olive tree. It's a nice tree, but it doesn't do anything. It's olives. What am I going to do with olives? It doesn't really... Look, if I have a choice, I want apples, pears, kaki, any type of citrus fruit. There's so many types of fruit that you could be growing here that this just feels like a waste of space. It looks nice, yes, but it also blocks this beautiful view. Oh, close up. Look at that. And then you have this. Right? So if I'm gonna have a decorative tree, I want it to be something that gives me something that I can eat as well, like the fig tree. Look at this huge thing. It's about 8 meters from side to side, and it produces thousands of figs every year. I got a lemon tree over there. Basically, I want to fill out the entire area around the house with enjoyable fruit trees. Makes sense, right? I got a nispero tree over there, waiting to be, there you are, waiting to be put in soil. So I'm thinking, olive tree, yes, I like you, but it would be nicer to just have a massive orange tree or something like that growing over there. And same thing goes over here. Here I want to plant something else as well, because I just realized that these two branches that are, or main trunks that are coming up, and also this was an old tree that we inherited from the previous owner, but when I dug down a little bit, I saw that the main trunk was a lot thicker. So these have to be suckers that came out from the root ball, and the graft itself had died. So, and this is going to take what, 3 years to get any fruit? And if I do, I don't know what's going to come out of it, because it's not from the graft, it's from the from the rootstock itself. And who has 3 or 4 years to waste on that when you can just plop down an orange tree, a lemon tree, mandarin, I don't know, maybe the nispero. Anyway, so again, here's the patch that used to look like this gravel. Used to be everywhere here, and now it's going to be a nice place to hang out any time of the year, enjoying the green grass of Casa Bermeja. Next week, I'm going to start sowing new seeds. It's going to be a variety of lettuces. It's going to be arugula, it's going to be iceberg, it's going to be Brussels sprouts and other things that grow well during winter. And one thing that I really enjoyed earlier this year was the potatoes that I was growing over there in the corner. It was during the summer when it was really hot, but because that place is a bit shaded, they grew perfectly fine without any problems, and they were absolutely delicious. And these were just potatoes from the supermarket that I just plopped in the ground. They were amazing. So I'm thinking a wide variety of potatoes planted in segments here, and have that as the main winter crop, and just having them go from one row to the next, not all at the same time, but so I can harvest this and then I wait 2 months and I harvest this, and you get the point, right? Hopefully whenever I get the plunge pool sorted, I will also be able to flatten the area underneath here. Look at all this. It's basically from, you see that electricity thing over there? So basically circle around here, along these trees, this way, behind these trees, behind that tree, around, and all the way up. And that's all mine. Whoa. And it's all wild. So I want to flatten it. Maybe I'll make 1 or 2 terraces and then just create my own food forest. The jacaranda trees are doing great. They're about this size. So I'm hoping that by spring they will be 2 or 3 times as high. And by next autumn, I'll be able to plant them out. And so I want to have trees scattered with vegetable patches, or just like areas where I have things growing wild, where I just throw down a bunch of seeds and see what grows, and take a bit of a food forest approach to this, because I don't want it to be as structured as it is here. It has to be structured here because of the limited space, but with 6,000 square meters, I can have sections of experiments and doing a variety of things. And once that is done, I want to build an additional house here, about 5 by 3 meters, and then a terrace coming out here, like imagine a wooden terrace standing on poles, and then the building would be 3 meters here, 7 meters in the back, very similar to the existing house, very similar. And then it'll have a loft in the back, just glass in the front showing this beautiful view. So when you're standing in the front, this is what you'll be looking out at. Hopefully I can get started on that in spring, fingers crossed. Anyway, if you haven't subscribed yet, click that button. And now I'm just babbling, so I'll sign off here. I'll see you next time. Have a good one, and if I don't see you before then, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Bye.